Hello, everyone. It's Laurel here from Forever Purple Creations, and Merry Christmas Eve. Christmas is like my favorite season. December is my favorite time of the year. I love just everything about this time of the season, and I especially love DD Advent every year with Tracie Fox. So, welcome to hashtag DD Advent 2024, a Christmas anthology hosted by Tracie Fox at Tracie Fox Creative and the beautiful and amazing stories by her husband Jay. It is day 24. Merry Christmas Eve. That's me. Oh my goodness, let me just say, and you're probably going to hear it a million times in the video. Um, I'm usually at the beginning of the month, which my mind has to think quick. So being closer to the end of the month gave me so much more time and so much more leeway to come up with a million different ideas of what to make while trying to work full time and nights and weekend trips and getting hurt at work and everything else. So, but that does not dampen my spirits or make it any less fun than it is. I have enjoyed. First, thank you, Tracie, for letting me be part of this again this year. I look forward to this every year, as well as Creep on June. Um, I have been just amazed by all the things that everybody has been making for uh, DD Advent 2024. There is just so much creativity out there. I want to stop watching because then it gets in my head, and I think that didn't help, but I do watch everybody. I've watched every video. I may be a few days behind because work got a little crazy, but and I have been following some of the channels that have actually been doing things every single day, and just the amazing creations out there. I'm just blown away by, by some of the things that people do. I always am. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then, then I come to myself and then I shock myself almost every time I create something because it turns out nothing like I expected it to be. I'm going to warn you now. There is no such thing as a 30-minute video in my life. No matter how much prep work I did for this, I had everything ready for this. And as I'm working, things just grow. And I tried to dial it back so much so that it could be something that other people could make. I'm not saying you can't make it, you can. I found a new way to make certain things rather than building them myself, as much as I love doing that. Um, it's more to give you inspiration on what you could do with it on your own. My stuff just seems to take on a whole life of its own, whether I want it to or not. I told my I told my sister Shell, I'm like, it's simple. Anyone can make this. And she was coming in as I was working on it, and she's like, "Are you nuts? Do you have a problem? You have a problem. You need to stop." So this is all I'm going to show you right now. Um, or I suppose I can show it to you, but I want you to watch the video. So I'm I'm I kind of have to show it to you now because I didn't put it at the end of the video. And I really didn't want to do that because I always like to put a picture of it, but which is what I did the first year. And then I realized, okay, well, now I never made one. So now I have to make another one. So this is the finished product, but please, if you don't have to, I'm going to tell you, watch it on two. Yes, I talk fast and I'll probably talk even faster, but please just, I'm also going to fast forward a lot of it just so you can watch. I paused a lot and restarted, and you won't notice that, but um, because it just takes so much time because I get so engulfed in what I'm doing. Um, but I literally am amazed at what I just created once again. So if all you want to watch is this part of the video, that's fine by me. If you want to see what my brain goes through and some of the things I do as I'm creating, by all means, there is a whole long video on all of that nonsense and my craziness and stuff like that. So, uh, my story is A Christmas Crush. I love the story of Frederick and Jasmine. And I don't want to tell everybody, but by now everybody should know all the stories. They probably should have all read them by now. So I don't feel like I'm giving something away because it's not the beginning of the collaboration. And we still have another week to go yet of the Magic Toy Shop. I'm so excited. And it probably is really loud, so turn your volume down. I tend to talk loud when I get excited, so I apologize. And I haven't been on for a while, so you'll have to excuse some of the oopses and things in my videos because I probably just rambled a lot. Um, Literally every piece of this except for the frame, the lighted thing, because of course you know it has to light up, and the hinges is all made out of Tracie's Digitals. I don't know why, but I have something about cutting paper and building things out of paper and seeing how far I can take it and what I can make with it and what I can learn from it. I just amaze myself every year because I just get better at it every year. Now, if I could get better at it as far as the journal parts of things go, I'm still not pleased with how that works because I put too much into it, but I will get there. So I have used I have printed out the whole entire kit. I've printed out some pages over and over. I've made things, as you can see, very small. I've made things very large, um, and printed them a million times and done so much fussy cutting. If you watch the long video, um, like I said, if you fast forward, it's not too bad, and you can skip through things. I'm gonna fast forward some of it as well. Um, you will you'll understand where all of this came from. But so anyway, the story of Frederick. He's a really good guy. And as I said in the video, it kind of leaves you with your own interpretation of him and why he is the way he is. Um, so Christmas time is not his favorite time of year. He doesn't like all the hustle and bustle, and he doesn't like the lights, and he doesn't like the crowds, and he doesn't join in his Christmas parties. And they call him Ebenezer Scrooge at work, and he always says he's going to, and he never does. And I've come to the conclusion it's because he has no family. Maybe his family's gone. Maybe they don't live here. But he doesn't have anybody, so he's very lonely. Until he finds out that someone he obviously had an interest in was kind of excited to hear that he was going to be going to the Christmas party. So this is based on the hall where the Christmas party is. This is actually the hall where the Christmas party is, at least my interpretation of it. And the different things, if you remember from the story of when he walked in and he heard bells, and anytime he thought of Jasmine, he heard bells. And the only thing I thought would be cute to put on the front were, you can call them soldiers or nutcrackers, because we don't really know what the outside of the hall looked like. So I'm putting my interpretation of it into that. So I'll kind of go over and explain piece by piece a little bit of what I did and why I did what I did. So this is when you're walking up to the hall. These don't open, and I was actually going to make them do that, and I changed that because I was trying to keep it simple. I took one of the fussy cuts, the one with the bells on it. I cut the bells off. I put strings on them, and then I hung bells from them. I'd love to stand this up and show you, but when I try and do that with my camera, it gets really complicated. So I'm going to do the best I can because it is amazing, and I will try and take some pictures of it standing up, of how it looks. I explain in the videos of how I came to all the details and stuff and how I built that and did that. And again, if you want to see that part, you can go and look, but there is so much dimension um, on here, just even on the little pieces and everything. They all stick up like they're leaves and greenery and things like that. And there's lots of rock candy and all that stuff on here. So it's just filled with stuff. And then so what it is it's two 5x7 frames from the dollar store, canvas frames. So there you go. It cost me $3. That's the two things that I used. And then the hinges I already had. And then I used the Tim Holtz tiny lights, oh my gosh, the multicolor. Thank you. I'm sorry, my brain hasn't been working at all. And then I just wanted to include a star on here. I don't mind things hanging off the tops and things like that, because this is going to be a piece that sits by my tree that you can either have closed or that you can open. So this is the front. This is when you walk up to the hall to go to the Christmas party. And when you open the doors, you will hear the bells jingle. The only thing I didn't put on yet was the hinge that holds it closed. Um, I left that off for now. So there will be a hinge on here that holds that closed. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to show you the back. So this is the back when you're looking out the window of the hall. And both of these are vellum, and I made these so that you could actually see into there. And there's light that goes all the way through. Again, I don't even think I can get it to show you. I'm going to try and turn off some lights just so you can kind of see just for a second. So hold on. No, my overhead light's still on, so it's not working. But there are lights that go all the way through that you can see. I don't know if can you see those? Well, it's the same thing from the front. You can see it from the front coming through as well. So let me turn my lights back on. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you guys just a little bit of my craziness and why I did what I did. So let me turn these back on because the lighting is horrible here. So then you have, so this is the back, and I just did the back outside with a bunch of evergreen trees and a snowman and some presents. And this is where it houses the little, the lights for the tiny lights that are in here. And then it opens up like this. And I need it up a little bit higher so I can show you guys what's going on here. So on this side, so yes, you came in the doors, but again, in my interpretation, there's another part of the hall that has, and it was in one of the pictures, and that's where I got it from. It has a fireplace. Oh, okay. And behind the fireplace, there is a little light to light up the fire. And there's also a little light behind the wreath. Back here, you can see the purple coming out. That's just to shine down on the door. So when it's dark, you could probably see all of this. And I made this so you could open it and change the bulb in here or change this light out. And then there is like a little table. I'm not going to tell you how I made anything, because if you go through the video, you will see how I made it all. I don't want to explain it all again and then you got to go watch it all again. But I just took different pieces from different kits and put things together to make a little desk. And then that's I still can't think of the name of it, the thing that plays the records, the old one. And then there's a little candle on the table. So I just made this so it opens just so you could get to this light. I'll probably put a little swing thing or something here to hold this closed for when it's standing up. And I still have to do a little bit of decorating around the edge here of this one. But I took the canvases off, painted them, cut them, did all the things I needed to do to them, and then put them back together with some little tack nails. I thought it looked better than the staples. So this is the main part of the story right here, is when he comes in and sees Jasmine, but I've got them where they're actually dancing. So all of these little ornaments that are in here, they all hang. You just, oh, there's one hanging from the wrong side. You just can't see them hanging right now because I can't stand it up. So they do hang. And I don't know if you noticed, but the tree, I actually managed to get the tiny lights inside the star. I did the star twice and then poofed it up a little bit and then put it on top of the tree. So the tree is super dimensional. I'm going to open this so you can see this actually comes off. So there's the tree. It's actually one tree, and then I took the same image like this. I'll explain this a little bit to you, although I explained it in the video. I took another one like this, and I made it green, and then I used rock candy all over it. Am I right? Rock candy? Am I saying this right? Yes, rock candy, glitter all over it. And then, so the bottom tree has the same thing on it. So then I took the top tree that looks exactly the same, and I cut out all the petals and tucked them inside of each other. So the tree is dimensional. So it actually stands out. Um, and then the Tim Holtz lights are actually in between the two trees. And I don't know if you can see any of them lit up, but they're all lit up through here. So the tree is all lit up and the star is lit up as well. And then the lights go around the window as well. There's a bunch of presents down here under the tree. So that's the tree, and that's the back window that you see in the one picture. I just made it bigger, and then I put up some wreaths, and then this is Jasmine and Frederick dancing at the hall. Um, I took a chandelier from one of the tiny little pictures. Like I said, I blew a lot of stuff up, and I shrunk a lot down. I used a lot of rock candy, clear rock candy crackle paint. That's why I'm getting confused. That's rock candy glitter and rock candy. So I use that on a lot of the greenery and stuff like that to make it look like it's leaves. I don't know how to explain it, the texture of it. But yeah, I think I don't know. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I absolutely love the tree with all the little string lights on it. This I got carried away with the tree. I couldn't help it. I wanted to try something new, and I found a new way to make a tree, and I actually love that. But I wanted it so that when this is closed, when the lights are coming through, you could see the lights from the tree, which you can. But again, it's light in here right now, and you can't. And then I don't know if you remember in the story where they talked about all the baubles and stuff that were hanging. So that's where those came from. And of course, you have to have wreaths at parties, and I have to move that, I see. And then the fireplace, and then the music for them to dance to. So that is my whole project. If you have any questions, please just leave them below in my comments. I will make sure to get to them. Again, this is day 24, Christmas Crush. And I'm sorry, I'm not explaining it all, every detail I did, because I don't want to explain it. Then you go watch the video and you're like, oh my God, you just explained all that. Now you're going to explain it all again. So I absolutely just, I don't know. I don't know. I think I just shock myself sometimes. So like, as you can see, almost every bit of this is made out of papers from the digitals, except for the box and the hinges and the lights. Everything else is made out of paper, um, vellum or regular paper. But I want to use every bit of her digitals that I can in my project. Um, there's a lot of Christmas Crush in here, but there's stuff from other ones as well that I pick and chose from, like where I did the bow. I think that's actually from another digital, and I just shrunk it down and then made it a bunch of different sizes. And I think the fireplace might be from a Christmas cottage. So, and then these might be from the Magic Toy Shop. I'm not sure. Like I said, I printed out every page. So it's actually, even just standing up like that with the lights on, you can actually see the tree inside, and you can actually see them dancing. I wish you guys could see it. It's like I said, when you see it on video as opposed to what it looks like when you're holding it, it's two completely different things. And I can leave it just sit just like this on my over by my tree, or I can leave it sit like this over by my tree. And it's, I mean, I'm sorry, I love it. I'm very proud of myself because, I don't really get to craft like this that much anymore. Work is takes up a lot of my time. So by the time I get home, I don't get a lot of time to do this kind of stuff that I really enjoy doing. So I hope you all like it. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Tracie, I hope you like it. Again, I had so much fun. I'm hoping there's no disasters with any of this when it uploads as I'm recording. 'Cause I think I figured out the problem, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen this time, because I might not have caught it until after I started doing some filming. So the other thing, if you get to a point and there's no sound, just turn the sound off and watch the video. And you really don't need to listen to me talk, because I talk a lot. So I hope you guys like it. I hope this inspires you to get out and try something new. I will post some pictures in the Facebook group um, over the next couple days. I have a lot of other things I have to catch up on as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and a very happy new year, and stay blessed and stay creative. And I will see you guys all soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Hi guys. Okay, so we're back and we're on to the construction part. And I'm going to explain a little. It's going to look weird to you when you see one to the next, because I will be pausing to do some things, and I did a lot of prep work, and so I'm going to show you what I think you want to see. I'm not going to show you all the stuff we all normally do, though everybody does things differently, but I'm going to have things prepped out and ready to go, and some of the things I want to show you. And I know this is going to look weird from where I'm starting, but I will explain. I don't want this video to be 8 million minutes long, because literally this project, I could have probably taken a week to do a whole series, and I just want to do the project. So I'm going to show you what I started with real quick. So these are just little canvas frames from the dollar store. And I figured this would be the easiest way to I'm trying to get better as I go on, as years go on, in what I'm creating. Um, instead of making it too confusing, because my mind likes things very confusing, but everybody does not know inside my mind and how it works. So I'm trying to make things a little bit simpler, more to inspire you. And yes, you can create it, but you can change it up any way you want. So I purchased 2 of these 5x7 frames from the dollar store, and they were covered in this canvas like this. So I just removed the staples and took the canvas off. I'm starting to paint the one, though you're not going to see most of it, but I still wanted to color. I thought this would be a lot easier than any other way of trying to recover the frames, was just to paint them. And I'm using some Art Basics and then my distress paints. And one thing I'm going to say is there is no filming this twice, so how it works, it works. I'm not sure if what's in my head is going to work. I pray it works, because I can only do this once. The first year I ended up doing the project twice, and it was a little crazy. So um, I can only do this one once, because it is a little bit detailed for how I do things. Like I said, I'll give you options on how it can be changed up, but my mind tends to work a little bit differently than everybody else's. Well, I'm not going to say that. Everybody's mind works differently, and mine is always very complicated. So I left one where I started it and one where it's just plain, just so you can see it was a plain white canvas. And I just covered it with some soft gel matte just so it would take to whatever I was putting on it. This is not the color it is. I can't get the color right. You're going to see a million shadows. Sorry, I just don't get light in my room, so I have a million lights. Um, and I did do, like I said, I did a lot of prep work. So you're going to see things cut out, because if I showed you every step, this video would be just way too long. So I want to be able to get to the project and show you those parts. So um, this is all my fussy cut stuff that's done. I have a whole bunch of stuff over here, a whole bunch of stuff in front of me. So we're going to paint the second one, and then I will pause and come back, and we'll get to the next step, because like I said, I don't want this to be 8 million hours long, and I tend to talk a lot. I want to try not to do that either, because I may need to speed up through some parts. So I don't really care how this looks. I mainly just the edges. That's all that's going to show. There's going to be something on the front and back of this. So I'm just using my distress paint in these 2 paints and just kind of going with it, what I think I want. Um, there's no rhyme or reason I don't, this is just as I think of it, my brain decides to do what it wants to do. So, and I don't even know, how things are going to turn out or what they're going to look like. I do like when I get to the end and then I'm like, wow, that just came out of what was inside my brain. And see, this is already different because I did these 2 first last time. So this one's, there we go. We need this orange. And it's not orange. It's actually raw sienna. So I need more than that. So I'm not being neat about this. I just want to get the white of the canvas covered. Now, the option is you could not use the canvas, um, and just use this with the next part I'm going to show you, which is the cardboard. You can just do those things. You don't have to use the canvas. The only reason I'm using the canvas is because I don't want the time to then have to cover the sides and the inside with paper and then make sure it all fits together for what I want to do. Um, Now these two look totally different, so now we're going to start adding in some of this darker color here. And I'm going to become a mess. I already know it, but that's part of crafting, right? And I'm just dumping this right on my desk. I don't care how. I mean, I have a rubber mat here, and I'm getting paint everywhere. Let's get this to come out. And my shoes. Well, this should be brand new. I don't think I've used that yet. So I'm also trying to use, start using my stuff I don't use, because it just sits and sits and sits, and I'm tired of stuff just sitting, and I want to start using it. My, you know, I don't get a lot of time to craft these days. I'm hoping in the new year it's better, because work is just so insane. I feel like I live there instead of here, but I love my job, so it is what it is. We just carry on. I had a fall at work, and that's been taking up some time with doctor visits and things like that, because, it's just, I'm not 20 anymore, and, falls are a lot harder, and I fell at work. Falls are a lot harder than they were when we were 20, as anybody knows. I think quite a few people have had some spills, and it's not, it's not that much fun at our age, so I've been dealing with that, with this, with, getting ready for Christmas, though I love this because, it really gets my mind going. I'm trying to see what I did differently. I know I sprayed this with this, but this back one looks completely different than the other one. So we're going to do a little bit of what we did before to see if I can get the same effect that I had on this other one. I know this one needs a lot more of the orange too. And this is what happens when you do this stuff, and instead of having it all ready, you don't know if it's going to turn out the same or not. And for some reason, there's a lot of orange missing in this one, which I want the sides to at least match. So after I do this part, I will probably shut off and dry these and then come back. But I wanted to show you a little bit of the process, just because, just to kind of show you what I go through while I'm creating. And also, as I'm doing this stuff, my mind is also thinking, like, I've had to dial back like so many times from what was originally in my head, because again, I want, if this is something you want to make, I want you to be able to follow along and make it. I don't want it to be too complicated that it's not something that everybody can't do. And I tend to get carried away with my projects, but that's just how I craft. So those are okay. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, only the edges are going to show. And if the front's a little different than the back, that's okay. So all I did was take uh, the canvases, take some sorry, I'm going to lean in here, some soft body matte acrylic medium, and covered the canvas just so I wanted to make sure the paints would grab to it and everything. So I used that, and then just the Art Basics and my distress paint, and then just kind of made a mess, which is what I literally did here. Was I really don't understand why that orange color won't go in there. It's because I used the dark first, but that's okay. Like I said, most of this is going to be covered up. It's just going to be the edges that you see. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to let this dry, and I will be right back. Okay, so we're back, and these should be as dry as I need them to be, I hope. So again, like I said, um, there was no way for me to pre-prep this other than the ideas in my head, and I don't always know if everything I do is going to work out. That's why my projects get so complicated because my brain starts getting complicated. And I guess, first of all, I should talk about a little bit about what you're looking at. So, as you know, the Christmas Crush and Frederick and Jasmine, my the part of the story that caught my creativity the most was the end when he decided to go to the Christmas party at the hall and was hoping that Jasmine would be there. And when he walked in, you know, what he saw around him and stuff. So that's what this is. This is actually going to be, it's going to open. The two things are going to open, but you'll be able to see through the front and through the back, but they're going to open and you will see inside, you will see like inside the hall what's going on. As simply as I could do it without making it overly complicated, because this could have went on forever, but this is going to be the front, the two doors, and this is going to be the back where the window is. So I should have probably explained some of that. You have to excuse me. I, you know, just don't have a, haven't gotten to film a lot lately. I wanted to come on every day this month, and look, you know, it just flies by. So, um, and I'm used to having my day on the 4th, which is the beginning of the month. So it doesn't give my mind a lot of time. I usually get an idea right away, but being as mine is on Christmas Eve, woohoo, um, I had a lot of time to think and rethink and think and rethink. And, you know, my mind kept changing and changing and changing. So I have these marked. So I do have cardboard. So one of the alternative ideas you can do is you can just take a piece of cardboard. You can take this canvas off and you can take a piece of cardboard and do whatever you want with it in this thing that's going to open. But then see, I didn't want to have to worry about how am I going to cover the sides? What am I going to do with the sides? What am I going to do with the inside where everything is? So that's why I'm keeping the canvas on. I just thought it'd be simpler for me and easier for me. So what's going to happen is now, and I also wanted it for stability. So this canvas is going to go back on this side like this. This cardboard is going to go in here. Okay. I guess my holes should have been a little bigger, but that's okay. Then this piece is going to go, I think that's the front. This piece is going to go in here, like this, like that, okay? And then on the other side of the canvas, you're going to see the other side of the door, like this. So it's going to be like that. That's why I said you won't see a lot of that stuff. So that's how that's going to go. That's going to be the front. And then the back is going to be, where's my back piece? This one, 2T, and this is 2T. So then this is going to be the back. That's the front. This is going to be the back. This cardboard's going to go in here like this. And again, I wanted it for stability. These are going to be the windows. This front piece, and I have these taped together right now because I needed them taped when I was cutting them, but let's see if I can get them apart. I can. Oh, because I needed them to match up because, again, my idea changed as I went along. So this one's going to go, I believe it goes this way. I didn't mark on here which was front and which was back. I'll see when I line it up. So this one's going to go in here like this, and I think that's wrong. Is that right? Nope, that's wrong. Hold on. It is the other one. I know by looking at the picture. So this one goes here. This one's going to go here like this. There we go. That fits the square. That one's going to go like that. And then when you turn it over, this one's going to be on the outside. Yeah, see, I did have that marked back. And then there's going to be stuff all around here. So, again, it's just for looking out of the window. And I thought I cut that one. Where's my one I cut? Because I didn't want those bushes there. You know what? Now I have to rethink this a little bit. What was I going to do? Was I going to leave that? No, I needed the window there. See, now my mind's starting to think, did you do something you weren't supposed to do? I may have to cut these bottom windows out. Or I may just leave them. just because it's the bushes and stuff. I'm not really too concerned. I am, but I'm going to try not to let it bother me right now. And then this frame is going to go like this. Then these two are going to end up going together and open and close. So I'm going to put all my canvases on and my cardboard on and all that so I can start with the other parts I want to do. I don't think you need to see me do that. I will come back when they need to be put together and show you how we're going to put them together. But I don't think you need to watch me just put this canvas back on. I'm going to tack it with some little nails, and that's it. So this will be our front, and this will be our back. So that kind of gives you the idea of what they're going to look like. So I will be back as soon as I finish that, and I will see you soon. Okay, everyone, so I'm back. So I really didn't go anywhere, but you know what I mean. I'm back. So all the canvases are put back on. I just used little tacks this time, little nails that I cut off at the bottom and made them shorter, just because I think it looks better than all the staples. And I did go ahead and just put some distress paint on the inside of the wood, so it kind of just sunk in, which is what I wanted it to do. So this is the back. This is the front. I haven't done anything else other than put the pictures on the insides, and all the canvases, the windows and everything are cut for the pieces that go on the front. The next thing we have to do, which I'm trying to decide when is the best time to do it, is we have to put the hinges on. I'm hoping the little hinges that I have are going to fit. Again, this is what I meant when I said this could all go sideways, because I can't do it twice. So that's going to have to sit. I wonder if that's going to sit like that. So you just have to be patient with me for a minute, because we're going to have to figure this out. Yes, that should work. I know it has to stick out. It can't go all the way in. So the hinges are going to have to sit outward a little bit, which is fine. So we're going to put those on. I should be able to do everything with them on. I just have to make sure that they're pressed together very tightly. And I wonder if I have, let me grab some clamps. I think I'm going to clamp it right here and here, just so that it stays really tight. So hold on one second. We tried to have everything ready, but no, you always think of something you might need. So I need some clamps, or at least one clamp, just so it pulls them tight together. I can tell you my mind has, even as I sat here covering those, I just get more and more ideas. And I had so many things that I wanted to do, but I also wanted to make sure that I didn't make this too complicated. Although my sister says it looks like it's really complicated, but it really isn't. You can take it to wherever you want to go and however you want to work it. I think a lot of what I do comes from, I feel like I want to use every piece of the digital, so I tend to make a lot of things out of paper and cardboard and stuff, when I'm sure I have plenty of frames and all that kind of things to use, but I like to make it all and use the digitals. I can tell you I use pieces from all of the kits, which are just amazing. Um, there's just so much, and I literally printed out every piece of paper, some many times, some bigger, some smaller, because my ideas kept changing. But you know, that just means I have more ephemera to work with. Although I can't have that pinched together. What am I thinking? So I can't have it tight together like that, because it has to have the space. This has to go down in between. So we're just going to put one side on and then the other side. And I probably should just do this without, I'm just trying to save time here. I'm trying to think about time wise. All right, so this has to go like this. So we just got to put them where they're going to fit, where that's going to end up on the outside. And, you know, I have been watching everybody when I come home from work. I get excited to see the new videos of the day. Just the creativity out there, and just where people's different thoughts come in when they're playing with the digitals, or what they see out of them. It just, you know, it's so amazing that how differently we all think, and you know what we all see when we're working with digitals or, you know, doing a collab and things like that. My tiny little screwdriver. I might need a little bit smaller one than that. Let's see, this one. But I just, yeah, I'm loving watching everybody create. It's really strange, you know, that my day was so far in, because then it's like you hope that you don't see something that somebody else did that you want to do, because then what do you get? Then you got to kind of start over. So hold on. I just have to, I think I'm going to poke some little holes. I don't want this too, it's hard for me to judge how far I need this away from each other. I'm kind of just winging this, guys, as I go. So just bear with me. All right, that's on the right side. So we're just going to use my awl to poke some starter holes. Hopefully that's in the right spot. I don't want to stick my head under the camera. All right, so let's do one side at a time. How about that? That might be better. My hands aren't as cooperative as they used to be. I struggle with a lot of stuff, like I don't have the grip like I used to have with my thumbs, but I just try to make sure I use my hands all the time, because, you know, I have to crochet, I have to tat, I have to fussy cut, you know, all those things are important to me. And, you know, I feel for Tracie what she's going through, because I have the arthritis too, just a different form of it. And it can be really annoying, especially when what you do is with your hands. And I love listening to the story. I really liked reading it, but I really love the story. And what's nice is, you know, Jay, he just did an amazing job. He left it like open to interpretation, how you wanted to interpret about different things in the story. You know, what I saw in Frederick and things like that about him, you know, just how you can decide how you want, you know, the story to go, which I thought was really cool. I can't wait to get to everybody that has the Christmas cottage, because I have so many ideas for that too. I got to make sure I'm putting these on the right way, and I'm hoping that, oh, I probably should have put my plastic down first. See, good thing I didn't put this bottom one on yet, because I need to, I don't know if I can put, this might have to be, I think I'm going to leave this one, but I think this has to be the last thing I do, because I have other things that need to go in here. See, I get live, and I'm sorry guys, it's been a long time since I filmed, so my brain is probably all over the place, but just with this kid, I've been so excited, so my thoughts kind of get ahead of me sometimes. I have some things that I need to put in here as part of the decorating, and then one that has to go on the top. So if I have this all on, it'll be nice if I can actually screw it right on top of it. So as far as the building of it goes, this is the main thing. The rest of it, pretty much all around me, is all decorating this to make it look like when you open the doors to that room, that's the front door, and that's like part of the room. And this is actually, the inside of the door is actually gonna kind of represent another wall in the room. So if that makes any sense, I tried to do it how I thought it would fit into here to what I wanted you to see. So I don't know how much talking I'm going to go do through it, but I will speed up some parts of it, but I do want to show you kind of the process, and I don't want to take a lot of time talking and all of that and going slow, because I want you guys to be able to see, you know, the decorating and the building of it and what I do. So I might pop in and say a few things here and there. If I'm thinking of something while I'm doing it, I'll say it, but it's easier if I just sit and create. I'm almost thinking it might be better for me to start filming and doing voiceovers, because it's so hard for me to create and talk at the same time about what I'm doing. It's easier after I do it, then my mind isn't on, oh my God, I forgot to do that, or I want to do that. So and for speeding it up purposes, I don't want to talk a lot, or else that's what you'll be hearing the whole time, which can be quite annoying, I think. At least to me, it does this pitch in my ears. So I don't want to do that to you guys either. You people, you guys, I have to quit saying that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave this, but yes, it's going to have hinges on it. This is going to close, and then there will be a latch on the side as well. So I'm going to pause for a second, get all of my stuff ready that needs to go on the inside, and then I'll be back with you guys, and I'll just start decorating everything. So I'll see you in a minute. At least it'll be a second for you. I went ahead and I did the front half because my brain got ahead of me and I had a few problems I had to fix. So that's the front. This is when he's walking in. The only reason I put light in here is, you'll see, is so you can see in there. But you'll see as we get going. So I did that one already, just that part. And then the inside part, I did the windows, which it looks a lot better like that. And then I'm now working on the back one. The inside one's in, and I've got the piece ready. I had to do some painting. So this one's going to go on, and then this piece is going to go on top of here like that. And then this will all be covered up, so we'll be okay. Okay, so I went and finished all the decorating. I'll kind of give you guys just kind of an overview because there's lots of hanging parts and move stuff. So all these hang, I can't really show you that, but they all hang and move. There's presents all down here, a chandelier, some flowers. So this is the back page. There's still two more pieces that have to go in there. And this is the front page. We've seen this side. This is the side we did with the fireplace and the little table. I'm going to put a little tree right here so that table doesn't look like it's just floating in the air. Um, and then we have a wreath with the flower. And then on this side, because I don't know if you remember in the story, but Frederick would talk about, him and Jasmine would talk about how every time they thought of each other, they heard bells. And he remembered when he walked in, he heard the sound of bells. So that's why I took this one piece, cut it apart, and then made it so the bells move. And then I added two little jingle bells. So that's why that's on the front. I also thought it should have some soldiers at the front door. We don't know what was all there in the hall as they were walking in, but or nutcrackers, tin soldiers, nutcrackers, whatever. I think they're little soldiers, but so they're all done in rock candy and glitter and all kinds of stuff, so they're all sparkly. And then there's a little tree down here with glitter and stuff on it, and it says 24, which is my day, Christmas crush. And I know the light is just, let me see if I can turn this brightness down a little bit because it's being a little weird. Let me make sure my sound is still my sound. It is. Phew. Forgot to check that. I don't know why it's so bright. Let's turn it down a little. I know it's good. There we go. I don't know why you can't see that word, but um and then I just did the layering like I told you, and I added some lights to this and some poinsettias and some bells and things just to bling it up a little bit. So that's the front. And then you saw the inside, and this is the back. So I think I showed you the tree already, the finished tree. So what's going to happen with this, I'm going to tell you guys, and then I'm going to go off and finish it. Finish decorating the back and everything. I think you pretty much have the gist of my craziness and what I like to do. I don't think you all want to sit and watch me do it all. This has been a very long video, so again, I'm going to tell you to watch it on too, because I thought this would be simple for me. I don't know. This is just what I do. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. Anyway, this tree is going to have a back to it like this. So, and it's the same tree. It's just not dimensional. And it's going to go in here. And so that you can see part of it out the back of the window. But in between these two trees are going to be the little Tim Holtz fairy lights, or whatever kind, twinkle lights. I'm not sure what he calls them. What does he call these things? He just calls them Christmas, no, tiny lights. So they're going to go through here, and then I'm going to put these two trees together, put my star on, and then I already have the hole down here to bring them up through, and then weave them through. What I don't need, I'll cut off, and then they'll come out here, but there's going to be a tree and a spot for this little thing to sit right in here like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all worked with lights in one way or another. So that's just going to sit there like that behind a tree, and so that you can get to it and slide it out and change your batteries and things like that. Because, as you know, I like all my stuff to become something. So once this is put together like this, it'll open up and you can use it standing like this as a decoration and light it up. Or you can have it closed and then people can see both sides. And then this is, to me, this represents the hall where the Christmas party was that Frederick went to go meet Jasmine, that he was so excited about. So I'm going to get this all finished and put together and get the tree done and the lights in, and you will not see me again now until the video comes out. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. Let me back up out of here. I want to thank you guys all for sticking with me this long. Like I said, I've got fussy cuts everywhere. I have some fussy cut, nothing to cut, but a lot of stuff to put on the back and things like that, that I want covered up. So I have that left to do. And then the video will be up, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. This has been amazing. Don't forget, we still have days to go yet. We have the magic, is it called the Magic Toy Shop? I'm losing my mind today. I don't have a brain anymore after all this. It is called the Magic Toy Shop. So we still have all of that. So please continue to watch and support, and I hope you guys gained a lot of inspiration throughout this whole thing. Again, I'm just so happy to be part of it again. I love this time of year and I love being able to do this. So thank you again, Tracie. Thank you, Jay, for the wonderful story. Thank you, Tracie, for the amazing digis. And um, don't forget to get out there and create something. Have a blessed and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye.